Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us. Haley has the night off. Our top story tonight, strikes and rallies across the country. Thousands taking part in a Day Without a Woman protest. Organizers calling on women to skip work today and not spend money to demonstrate their economic strength and political clout. Many participants wore red to show unity, demanding equal rights and equal pay. Today's protest caused some school closures in Virginia and Maryland. Women in more than 50 countries also hosted similar events to coincide with the UN-designated International Women's Day. Actress Anne Hathaway, the UN Women Global Goodwill Ambassador, delivered the keynote address focusing on paid parental leave.
Let us lead by example in creating a world in which women and men are not economically punished for wanting to be parents.
Today, President Trump tweeting, quote, "I have tremendous respect for women and the many roles they serve that are vital to the fabric of our society and our economy." And First Lady Melania Trump hosted a women's luncheon. Here on the Suncoast, many women taking part in that movement. ABC 7's Kate Flexter joins us now with a look at some of their stories and some who are opposed to the movement. Kate?
Thanks, Scott. The Women's March in January gained national attention when more than 2 million people took to the streets. Some thought it was a one-time protest, but organizers say it's just the beginning.
Linda Riccici is a working artist, and yet today she's refusing to work, painting only for pleasure. For her, it's a statement.
I don't want to see us go backwards in any way whatsoever.
She's one of thousands of women staying home from work to advocate for women's rights. It's part of a movement called the Women's March that started on Facebook and made its way to more than 600 cities across the country, including right where Riccici's painting at Sarasota's Bayfront. It was there 2 months ago that thousands of women took to the streets to advocate for everything from affordable health care to reproductive rights to racial equality.
It really restored my faith in humanity after the worst election in history, in U.S. history.
Some said it was likely a one-time protest and not a sustained movement, but those involved say otherwise. Business owner Lori Holvey, who also took the day off and gave her employees the day off, says this is just the beginning.
We're not done. We still have to, there are still battles and we still have to fight for things.
But some of President Trump's supporters like Julie Brady feel frustrated by the movement.
I don't understand how not doing your work is some type of a protest.
Brady has organized several rallies in support of the president and sees him as an advocate for women's rights.
That was one of the things I liked about him, that he always promoted women. Many of his businesses have women as managers. I also like the fact that his campaign manager was a woman.
Still, Holvey and others say they plan to continue the movement locally.
There's always been resistance to a movement. But it's important, and it's important to say we're all human beings. We all just want to be on a level playing field. That's all.
Organizers say they're planning other events in the near future. Scott?
All right, Kate, thank you. 2 Sarasota men are facing attempted murder charges tonight after sheriff's deputies say they hit a man with a truck multiple times. Robert DeCola and Charles Blair are being held without bond at the Sarasota County Jail. Sheriff's deputies were called to Beneva Road and Bay Vista Road area around 2 o'clock Tuesday morning. The victim told deputies he was sitting on his bike in a parking garage when 2 men he knew, DeCola and Blair, ran into him several times with their truck. The suspects then got out of the truck and started hitting him with a stick. The victim has a broken nose, arm, and several cuts. Bradenton police are warning parents and children of a man who may have tried to lure a child with candy. Police say a 10-year-old child was playing in the front yard of their home on 11th Street West in Bradenton yesterday afternoon. That's when a man drove up and offered the child a piece of candy. Police say the grandfather overheard the conversation and confronted the suspect, and the man then drove off. Police say he was driving a silver, older model Ford Taurus or Mercury Sable station wagon.
Educate your children. Don't approach strangers. Don't approach someone you don't know. It doesn't matter what they're offering you, what they're trying to give you. Don't approach. And, just be vigilant at all times.
If you have any information about the incident, you're asked to call the Bradenton Police Department at 932-9300. A school administrator at Nolan Middle School in Lakewood Ranch is demoted after text messages show she sought revenge on a student she believed injured her son. Former Dean Wendy Pendleton Wicks told investigators a student offered retaliation against the boy responsible for her son's injury. He reportedly texted her, quote, "Don't you worry, I'll pick him up and drop him." Her reply, "Please do." But Pendleton Wicks and the student both told investigators she later texted to tell him not to harm the other student. One parent who wanted to remain anonymous is shocked by this incident.
You send your kids to a school, you feel that teachers and staff and administrators are there to protect and oversee, and to hear something of that nature take place is extremely disappointing.
As a result of her actions, Pendleton Wick was demoted to a substitute teacher within the school and will be placed back in the classroom as a teacher starting this summer. Snowbirds and locals are not the only ones flocking to Suncoast beaches. Spring break is here, and college students from across the country are enjoying Suncoast bars and beaches. At Lido Beach today, those spring breakers soaked up the sun. Heather Brinkley from Yorktown, Virginia is one of them. Her friend recently moved to Sarasota and invited Brinkley and her friends to Lido Beach.
She just moved here in August, so we kind of planned it from then that we were going to come down here on spring break, hit the beaches, you know, kind of do the spring break thing.
As for the students on the Suncoast, spring break in Sarasota County schools will be next week, March 13th through the 17th. Manatee County spring break happens March 20th through the 24th. And they had some great beach weather today for spring break. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with more. Bob?
I can attest to that. A beautiful day out on the bay and in the Gulf as we were doing some fishing today, and beautiful right now too. Just a few high, thin cirrus clouds streaming on by, and it looks as though we will see generally fair conditions through most of the overnight, as we are anticipating no real threat of any significant rain with this front that's coming in. Sunny right now, 75. Dew point is at 63. We saw those flags blowing in from the Gulf. A west wind, a nice sea breeze has developed. And the good news is, too, didn't have many impacts from the red tide at all as we were going out through the bay and also through New Pass. So you can see that frontal boundary is now pretty much stretching across north central Florida. That front is going to stay pretty much to the north of us before it fades away. It's parallel with the upper level winds now, which are blowing from the west to the east in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That wind will be rather light tonight. We may see a little bit of patchy fog forming, but it shouldn't be too bad. Tomorrow morning it will burn off rather quickly by 8, 9 o'clock, and then we'll see temperatures rebound once again into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. 83 in Orlando right now, 76 in Miami. Key West, it's 77, 75 in Jacksonville. Later we'll talk about a strong cold front that'll push us back into winter-like temperatures coming up in just a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. A bill that would require most law enforcement officers in Florida to use body cameras is being debated now in Tallahassee. That measure, filed by a pair of Democrats, would mandate that all officers who regularly make traffic stops would have to wear the cameras. Body cameras have become a high-profile issue recently, with several officer-involved shootings across the nation. Supporters of the legislation say body cameras can help clear up questions about confrontations between police and members of the public.
Everybody do not trust police officers no more, and we have to stop that. So this is why this bill is so important, just for us to get back the trust between police officers and communities.
Bill sponsors say they have not yet talked with the Florida Police Chiefs Association or the Florida Sheriff's Association on the measure, but if it's passed, all law enforcement agencies that have officers who make routine traffic stops would need to comply with the bill by January 1st of next year. Manatee County will soon have 3 new playgrounds that are handicap accessible. County commissioners approving a plan to build 3 barrier-free playgrounds in the county. They'll be located at G.T. Bray Park, Tom Bennett Park, and Buffalo Creek Park. Commissioners want the parks to be more inclusive for all children. Each playground is expected to cost about $500,000. Fundraising efforts will begin in the coming weeks. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a trip to one of Biloxi's casinos ends in tragedy. An investigation into the fatal collision between a freight train and a charter bus. And we'll get back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan to look ahead to our full weather forecast for the rest of the week, plus the startling number of those diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Stay with us.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Luxury for less at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Spring Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 4th annual Sarasota Spring Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, March 11th and 12th on Gulfstream Avenue in downtown Sarasota. Bring your sense of discovery and appreciation of the beautiful to the Sarasota Spring Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Investigators are on the ground in Mississippi today. They're looking for what went wrong yesterday when a train crashed into a bus in Biloxi, killing 4 people. ABC's Alex Stone has the latest.
This is the evidence of what happened in Biloxi, Mississippi, one day after a freight train slammed into a charter bus, a crossing signal laying on the ground. This was a chaos in the minutes right after it happened. The bus crushed from the impact, the windows shattered, 4 people killed, dozens more injured. The bus had 50 people on board, a group of senior citizens from Texas, headed to a Biloxi casino.
That's a really horrible thing to see.
ABC's Steve Osunsami spoke with one man who witnessed the crash, then ran to the bus, climbing inside to help the injured.
They were eerily quiet. They were bloodied, late 60s, elderly people. They didn't start crying and screaming until we started moving them.
People dropped off flowers and crosses at the scene of the crash on Wednesday. NTSB investigators are also on scene searching for answers. Reports from witnesses say the bus appeared to get stuck on the slight incline as the street crosses the tracks.
Determining the length that bus sat on those tracks will be critical to this investigation.
Police believe the train conductor was trying to stop but didn't have enough time. It was going about 19 miles an hour when they hit, the impact pushing the bus 200 feet down the tracks.
The train was honking and honking, and then you could see the train just...
We need a lot of prayers as a community as we continue to deal with this.
This exact intersection has created problems before. The NTSB found 16 vehicle train crashes happened there before this one. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Investigators say the train did have a forward-facing camera, and that footage will be sent back to the NTSB headquarters in Washington for analysis. Well, a bizarre burglary story out of Northport where $40,000 in fossilized sand dollars were stolen from a home. The burglary was reported by a woman who collects these sand dollars. She told police she was recently out of town, and that's when she believes someone stole those fossils. The police believe the burglar may have been someone the victim knows because the stolen items are very specific and other fossils were left behind. The woman sells these sand dollars for about $1 a piece.
This isn't something thieves are typically scoping the neighborhood for. So this is a situation where kind of unique. If anyone in the community sees anybody selling fossilized sand dollars, give us a call.
Case is currently under investigation. If you have any information on this case, you're asked to contact Northport Police at the number there on your screen, 429-7300. Bob is back. I heard you say you got to go fishing this morning?
Yeah, I went out there and shot some people who were in town visiting for spring break, basically doing a lot of fishing out there and catching some pretty good fish. Again, not too bad of a day considering a lot of the guides had to cancel their trips on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday due to the strong winds. Yeah, but those winds let up just in time to get out there and get a little fishing in. The winds won't be back really until late this weekend, and that is a result of another strong cold front that'll head through. That's right, returning us to a little taste of winter once again, it looks like, beginning on Monday and Tuesday. We can see this front right now stretching across all the way to Texas from the off the eastern seaboard there, stretching right through north central Florida. A few showers out in the Gulf of Mexico, but not much rain as anticipated. This now is lined up with the upper level wind flow, so it's not going to advance that far south over the upcoming days as it moves in that general direction. Now, as we look at the clouds, you can see some of the high clouds streaming off from the west to the east overhead, and then we have a few spotty showers over North Florida and along the east coast. The fire danger continues as a result of that fire in Naples, causing all sorts of headaches there. Parts of Alligator Alley still shut down. Here's the latest now. You can see the 7,500 acre fire now, 30% contained, and the I-75 right there has been closed for 3 days. 2 homes have been destroyed. One barn, also 3 barns, I should say, have been destroyed, and a vehicle as well with that fire. Well, this front washes out dry through Saturday for the most part, and then showers, pretty good chance of some shower activity on Monday as that cold front moves through. But for the time being, a little bit of activity near Daytona Beach, stretching off toward Ocala. Currently, we have mostly fair skies at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. It's 75 there. Venice at 73. A few clouds around. Temperatures right now in the 70s in Tallahassee, Sarasota, and Key West. 83 though in Orlando. 75 now in Jacksonville. 76 in Miami. Around town, the Gulf water temperature is still very warm. 73. The same temperature at Cortez. Wauchula at 79 degrees. It's 81 at Mayaca City, and Arcadia 78 in Northport. Forecast for Thursday looks really good. We'll have a little bit of patchy fog to start the morning off with, but temperatures will be down into the low 60s, and then we'll warm up quickly into the 80-degree temperature mark right around noon tomorrow, and no threat of any significant rainfall as that front just kind of fades away over the upcoming 24 hours. You can see that maybe an inland shower possible tomorrow along the sea breeze front, but it shouldn't be too much. And then we'll start to see a very progressive pattern set in with a series of fronts moving through over North Florida, and then the cool air arrives on Monday and Tuesday of next week. There's bitterly cold temperatures moving into North Dakota. This is going to shift off to the east and south over the upcoming 48 hours, and in fact, highs in Boston expected over the weekend just around 20 degrees with lows into the single digits in some cases in Massachusetts. North winds turn to the northwest for boaters tomorrow. 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be 1 to 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now at 73 degrees. UV index an 8 out of a scale of 10 there. And beaches will see a high right around 76 degrees. High tide upcoming 9:09. A low tide will be at 11:52. And another high tide 4:47 in the morning. A low tide at 10:12 tomorrow morning. Sunset at 6:35. Sunrise will be at 6:46. The forecast looks like this. Patchy fog tonight. Mainly inland, partly cloudy skies, mild conditions. Northeast winds will be at 5 miles an hour, only a 5-mile-an-hour breeze, really. 62 above average temperatures. And then tomorrow, look for a little bit of morning fog burning off, partly cloudy, a 10% chance for an inland shower. Highs will be into the upper 70s. Southeast winds turn to the southwest. And the extended forecast does call for great weather on Friday. We have big ABC 7 day and Pirates Fest there. Looks like the weather should cooperate. Temperatures in the upper 70s. We spring forward 1 hour before you go to bed on Saturday. Move your clock ahead 1 hour. And then on Sunday, an increase in clouds as the front gets close. And notice the temperatures starting to drop on Monday. 40% chance for some rain. Tuesday, it tapers off in the morning. And then it turns breezy on Wednesday. Sunny with a high of only 71, well below average. That's more like a January or early February temperature for high on Wednesday. Scott?
Looks nice. All right, Bob, thank you. In Suncoast Traffic Watch, no crashes in the area right now, but we're seeing congestion in those typical areas we tell you about almost every night. Along I-75 northbound lanes right near Fruitville Road, slow going there. And then near downtown Sarasota, US 41 near Rinling Boulevard, both north and south, slow going at this hour. In health news tonight, the disease that could bankrupt Medicare. In 2016, the World Alzheimer's Report estimated that 47 million people around the globe had dementia. To put that in perspective, that's more than the current population of Spain. And because 9 of 10 people with dementia in low and middle income countries and half of those in high income countries are not diagnosed, the number of people diagnosed is expected to triple by the year 2050. Experts say without additional funding and a breakthrough, Alzheimer's could be the disease that breaks the nation's healthcare bank. In 2017, total cost for caring for those living with dementia is expected to hit $259 billion. Well, across the U.S., sexually transmitted diseases are at an all-time high. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And that means more and more babies are being born with syphilis. The rate of congenital syphilis, meaning the disease is present from birth, increased by 6% in the U.S. between 2014 and 2015, and the trend looks set to continue. Preliminary data shows rates of congenital syphilis went up another 4% last year. Congenital syphilis can have serious health effects. It can cause premature birth or low birth weight. It can also cause miscarriage, stillbirth, or death shortly after a baby is born. Coming up, some tense moments for a Florida couple when they see a cruise ship heading closer and closer to their waterfront home. And a flight from Tampa delayed, while airport officials say the plane had to return to the gate. Stay with us.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
It's the granddaddy of them all, the 89th Annual Arcadia All-Florida Championship Rodeo. March 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, the Arcadia Rodeo Association is proud to present this PRCA-sanctioned event featuring some of the world's best bull, bronc, and bareback riding, roping, barrel racing, and steer wrestling. For the little wranglers, there's a calf scramble and mutton busting. Gates open at 11 each day. For tickets, visit arcadiarodeo.com or call 800-749-7633. It's rodeo at its finest. Don't miss the 89th All-Florida Championship Rodeo, March 9th through 12th.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
A cruise ship Way too close for comfort, wouldn't you say? Bill Todhunter and his wife Yasmin say they knew something was wrong when they could see the bow of the celebrity cruise ship Equinox from the front yard of their home near Port Everglades on Friday. Yasmin grabbed her cell phone to take this video while her husband ran to the deck. The couple says they saw the thrusters churning to the water and became nervous that the ship had come aground. Celebrity's parent company, Royal Caribbean, issued a statement saying the ship was navigating under the guidance of local port pilots and that the ship did not touch bottom. But Todhunter is not convinced.
I would like to question that when you see that thing having to go into reverse, back out, and all the mud and all the silt from the bottom being churned up. There's no way that thing didn't touch bottom.
Coast Guard said ships involved in a collision or grounding must report it, but Celebrity made no report of this incident. It's unclear whether the Coast Guard will open its own investigation. A flight from Tampa to Houston is delayed because of a possible bird strike. United Airlines Flight 164 was forced to return to the gate at Tampa International shortly after takeoff today. Airport officials say the flight had to return so the plane could be checked out for any possible damage. Fortunately, the plane landed safely. There was no significant damage and was able to resume its flight to Houston.
Do hereby declare Emil the crawfish to be freed.
A bit of seafood circus in New Orleans. Louisiana Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser presided over the ceremony of the world's first pardoning of a crawfish. The crawfish was caught fresh and selected to be set free, safe from any chef in New Orleans. His name is Emil, named for the founder of the famous spice company, Zatarain's. The Lieutenant Governor says this will be a tradition after Mardi Gras, the beginning of the crawfish season. And here comes the bride, and she has 4 legs and a tail. This wedding on the beach in the Philippines may look like the perfect dream wedding at first, but it's actually for 2 dogs. The owners say it was an event amongst friends to promote the importance of dogs to society. The beach wedding featured a doggy bride and groom, several dog guests, and even a dog dressed as a priest. What we do for our pets, huh? Still to come on your Suncoast News, the Northport Fire Department called into action to try and help stop a dangerous wildfire in South Florida. And a controversial WikiLeaks release of CIA secrets, how spies may be able to hack into your television. Those stories straight ahead.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500 starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
If you want to rediscover the smooth, radiant skin of your past, consider a facelift, eyelid lift, or laser resurfacing from Faces by Feza. Restore your natural, youthful appearance and the confidence that goes with it when you trust your face to the expert hands of Dr. John Feza. Using a delicate touch, he gives you natural-looking contours, a clean jawline, and long-lasting results. Call today to schedule a private consultation, because when you look good, you feel good. Faces by Feza at Center for Sight.
I won Cash for Life from the Florida Lottery! So I get $1,000 a day every day for the rest of my life. Day 1, bought a pony, we're best buds. Day 7, this is crazy! Another day, another grand. This one's on me. Then Mom said, better save some. And another grand, share the love. I don't even play this thing, but I got a bunch. And another grand, and another grand, another grand, another grand. Let's do it again tomorrow.
With a prize of $1,000 a day for life, the new Cash for Life draw game is your ticket to a grand day every day.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Come into a California Closets showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Spring Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 4th annual Sarasota Spring Fine Art Festival. Saturday and Sunday, March 11th and 12th on Gulfstream Avenue in downtown Sarasota. Bring your sense of discovery and appreciation of the beautiful to the Sarasota Spring Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.